it's Courtney, and I am back with another video. This is the 6th time I'm trying to make it, so every time I lose a little bit of steam and a little bit of hype. So, let this be the time. The first time I ran out of space, the second time, it hit my little watermelon thing and stopped on me. The third time, it fell off and stopped. The fourth time, I don't even remember what happened. The fifth time, Autumn kept running in here, which isn't a problem itself, but every time she'd run in, I would completely, forget what I was talking about. So I finally had to stop it after about the third time. I was like, for fuck's sake. I love her coloring me pictures and stuff, but I have a very bad memory. We all know this. So, today is the Gabapentin video. I've been trying to do this for over a year, but we all know that I can't get my shit together, so, I keep putting it off, and there's a lot more things that I wanted to put into this video, a lot more information, but if I keep saying that I want more information, I will never get to it, so we're going to go with what we have now, and I will tell you guys why I can't find the information here in a minute. First, I want to say, for all my new subscribers, I've gotten about 50 new subscribers in the last week, and I just wanted to tell you guys, thank you so much for subscribing and being here. I appreciate you so much. I love talking to you guys in the comments. I will answer every comment, even the mean ones. No matter what you have to say, you're valid, and I appreciate your comment. So, what I wanted to say, though, is I know that a lot of my new subscribers came because of the Shane Dawson video, Eugene Cooney, Jacqueline Glenn, whatever you want to call it, video that I did a couple days ago. I am not a drama channel. Well, I am a drama channel, but I'm not. My main focus on this channel is mental health and addiction. And not from, a doctor or professional point of view, but from somebody that's been through it. For a long time, and from somebody that's been in recovery for 6.5 years, and it's just my point of view on things, not any type of professional point of view. It's just what I've personally been through, and things that have worked for me, not worked for me, that kind of stuff. And I do a little bit of everything. It's like a mixed bag here. I do a little bit of singing, I do vlogs, but mainly mental health and addiction based. And so usually when I do drama, it's because it centers around one of those two things. Or it's something that I can relate to, or something that I've been through also, or something that hits me in the feels and just makes me feel some sort of way. Because there's been times where it's not really mental health or addiction, but it's got me so heated, like that girl that threw her cat the other day. That really got me heated, and I was going to make a video on that, but I would have just been cussing and flipping out, so I didn't make it. But just anything that really gets me thinking, or gets me feeling some sort of way, I will make videos on that. But I will not always be making drama videos. So if you're only here for the drama, you don't have to unsubscribe, because obviously I do make drama videos. That's just not all you're going to see from me. Like I said, I make singing videos with my husband. I do vlogs sometimes. I do just opinion-based videos, not really drama, not really anything dramatic, but opinion-based, that kind of stuff. So if you like channels that you just kind of don't know what you're gonna get, it's kind of like a mystery bag of what I'm gonna upload each day, then this is the channel for you. But if you don't really like that kind of stuff, like I said, you don't have to unsubscribe, just it's up to you. But either way, I very much appreciate y'all being here, and I hope to talk to y'all in the comment section. Like I said, I answer every comment, because I love to talk to you guys. A lot of my subscribers are my actual friends, so, or I consider them my friends. So, yeah, appreciate y'all being here. Yeah, the Oh, and the one last thing I wanted to say was, like with the drama videos that I do make, I like to offer a different point of view on things with a lot of them. Sometimes things are just so bad that the popular opinion is the only opinion. And if you don't have that opinion, then there's probably something wrong with you. Like the people that said it was okay for that girl to throw the cat and give it alcohol and everything else. That's kind of strange if you think that's okay. But then there are things like the video I made the other day, where there are so many different points of view to have, and none of them are really wrong. They're just different. I'm an empath, and so I can understand almost anybody's point of view in one way or another. So especially when there's an underdog, I usually like to try to communicate their point of view, and give a different, just show a different way of thinking. And I like for people to walk away from my videos being like, I never thought about it that way, but that makes sense. Or, you know, I can understand why they would feel that way, or whatever. Just try to have sympathy and empathy for other people and understand where they're coming from. So, okay, y'all gotta let me prepare for this lot of information I'm about to give. Alright. Also, I'd like to say, look at this. My mother-in-law gave me this like a year or two ago, and I put it in my filing cabinet and never looked at it again because I just thought it was some random book. She gives me random stuff all the time, and usually I just hand it on to somebody else that I know will use it. But with this, I just put it up and I forgot about it. So I was cleaning out my filing cabinet the other day, and I opened it up just to see what it was, and it's actually, look at that, it's a constellation map. And I love stars and the sky and constellations and all that stuff, and my mother-in-law knows that, so. And it's actually a journal. So I was like, wow, isn't that nifty? So I was like, well, I'm going to use this to write down all my stuff for my video. And then one last thing I'd like to say before I get into this is conspiracy theory time. This is conspiracy Courtney thinking. This is my opinion, allegedly, my conspiracy theory, allegedly. So all the videos that I wanted to reference for this video are gone. 90% of them are gone. That's what I was saying earlier whenever I said I wanted to put a lot more in here, but I couldn't find it any longer. A lot of my videos that I wanted to reference are gone. So I can't put that information in here because I can't remember the exact information that was in those videos. But a lot, like 90% of them are gone. And then another 5% of them, when you click on it, it'll start to play, but about 10 seconds in, it'll just start buffering and buffering and buffering and buffering and buffering, and it will not play. Sometimes that'll happen with other videos, but I'll click out of it, exit out, and then come back, and it'll play. With these, I waited 15 minutes for one, and it never did play. So, I had 5% of videos to work with. So, my conspiracy theory, allegedly, is that Big Pharma doesn't want people to know how bad Gabapentin really is, because it's like the #1 prescribed medication right now. So they don't want people to know that it's actually bad for you. So they're covering their tracks by getting all the videos deleted, and the other ones, they don't want it to be too obvious, so they'll leave some there, but they'll just make them not work mysteriously, allegedly. Just kidding. I don't know what happened, but they literally, like, most of them are gone, the ones that I wanted to use. So anyways, but let's get into this. So, I am on 3,200 milligrams of Gabapentin. Well, I was. Now I'm down to 300-400 a day. So now I'm on 1,200. Baby, please stop. Please stop, okay? If you don't stop, I can't... Dork. I can't make this video, and then I can't come play. Hey. The more that you do that, the longer it's going to take me to make this video, and the longer it's going to take me to come play with you.
Are you done?
No. Because you won't stop. So be quiet and let me do it. And then I will come play with you. Go play. Go get my marker. Hey, go put the caps back on my markers, please, because I know you didn't. No, you didn't.
I did.
Please go play, or I'm going to have to stop this and start it again. It's going to take even longer.
Okay.
All right, thank you, ma'am. Okay, so I was on 3,200 to start with. I'm down to 1,200 now. I'm trying to get completely off of them. There's a gnat in here. We always get gnats because we're down here in this valley, and it's always moist down in here. So we get gnats. Drive me nuts. So anyways, okay, so gabapentin or Neurontin was marketed as a seizure and a nerve pain medicine. But it's now used for headaches, anxiety, alcohol addiction, withdrawal from heroin, withdrawal symptoms from any kind of drug, post-surgery, pain medication, insomnia, bipolar, panic disorder, RLS, which is restless leg syndrome, shingles, ADHD, headaches, migraines, and there's a lot more that I've heard of, but these are the ones that were in the videos that I could find. So in October of 2018, gabapentin was the #1 prescribed medication. The pharmacology is not even fully understood of this medication because they have no idea of the long-term effects of it. It's only been being prescribed since the mid-1990s, so it really hasn't even been around that long. Suboxone and Subutex have been around way longer than gabapentin, which is crazy to me. So they don't really know what the long-term effects of it are. Just like with Xanax, whenever I started abusing Xanax, they had no idea of the long-term effects, and now they know that it's bad. But it's now it's now a narcotic. Whenever I got on gabapentin, the reason why I got on it was because my doctor sold it to me as this medication that was non-narcotic, couldn't get addicted to it, there was no downside to it. I'm a recovering addict, so I did not want to get back on opiates. And that's what they marketed this towards me as. It's, not an opiate. It's not narcotic. You don't get addicted to it. There's nothing bad about it. So this is safe for you to take. And I believed it because, I had just had my daughter. I've always had sciatic nerve pain. And I always self-medicated with opiates and heroin, so I didn't have to worry about it back then. But once I had gotten clean, there was nothing that I could really take because I knew that if I got back on opiates, I'd be back on heroin within a couple months, and if not that, I would at least be abusing my medication, and I don't want that. But I am trying to get off of it anyways now, and I'm just gonna deal with it because it's not worth it to me anymore because of the things that I found out. But my doctor lied to me. Straight up lied. Said that there was no downsides, non-addictive, non-this, not that. And it sounded like a miracle drug. And I feel like a lot of people feel like it's a miracle drug until they find out the truth. A little over 2 years ago, there are 50 million prescriptions annually of gabapentin or Neurontin. And I think they said it's doubled since then. Pfizer got in trouble for marketing Neurontin for non-FDA approved uses, and they had to pay $430 million and acknowledge the fraudulent uses for it. But today they still do market it and prescribe it for off-label uses like headaches and withdrawal, panic disorder, ADHD, anxiety. None of those things are on-label uses. So still to this day, they're, prescribing it for non-intended purposes. So the FDA issued a warning for AAD drugs, including Neurontin. And it was increased risk of suicidal thoughts or behavior in patients taking these drugs for any reason. Anyone taking this drug should be monitored closely for the emergence of depression, suicidal thoughts, or behavioral changes or changes in mood. So a few years back, I found out about this. Well, it was about 2 years ago, because that's whenever I first started wanting to make this video, but I didn't even make videos back then. So I found out about that, and I asked my doctor. I said, I've been really worried. I found out that Neurontin causes suicidal thoughts and depression and suicide. A lot of people have committed suicide on this medication. And you know what he said to me? Oh no, I've never heard of that. There's been no link between Neurontin and suicidal thoughts or suicide. That's not true. So I was like, well, maybe people are just saying that on the internet and this and that. And then now, come to find out, the FDA put out a warning, issued a warning about suicidal thoughts and actions while on this medication. And my doctor still lied to me and told me that it wasn't a big deal, that he had never heard of that. People might have committed suicide while they were on it, but it wasn't linked to the medication. They were just a suicidal person. Because I told him how depressed I was and how my depression was so bad. And I didn't get depressed until I had my daughter, after I had my daughter and got put on that medication. Never dawned on me that right around the same time, well, 2 years ago it did, but before that, I just thought I was depressed. I've always had a bit of depression, but not like this. And when I asked my doctor about it, he lied straight to my face. Like I said, come to find out, the FDA put out a warning for it. And he told me no. And this was quite a while ago that this happened. So it was not like just this year. Sorry, guys. It's really hot. Y'all know how hot it is right now. So, other side effects: dizziness, vertigo, fatigue, tiredness, incoordination, abnormal thinking, anxiety, hostility, confusion, amnesia, fluid accumulation in the feet, edema on the face and body, distress, digestive distress, indigestion, nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, dry mouth, dental problems, gingivitis, blurred vision, double vision, unusual eye movement, unusual body movement, blood disorders, skin rashes, upper respiratory infections, fevers, high blood pressure, palpitations, tremors, jerky movements, joint pain, joint stiffness, joint swelling, arthritis, discontinuation syndrome, aka withdrawals. And with these withdrawals, you can have seizures. And I have read multiple people saying that their withdrawal from Gabapentin or Neurontin was 10 times harder than what it was for Xanax or heroin. You can die from Xanax withdrawals. And apparently you can die from Gabapentin withdrawals as well. If you can have seizures, you can die. So, what are they giving us that they're telling us is completely safe? This drug is safe, but yet I can have seizures if I decide to stop taking it. So if anybody here does decide to stop taking it, do not Just quit cold turkey. Please don't ever do that with any medication. I don't care what kind of medication it is. Do not just cut yourself off of anything. First, consult your doctor, and second, wean yourself down little by little. That's what I've been doing. I started off at 9 pills a day, and now I'm down to 3. So anyways, and another thing, my husband's on it for his, because he broke his back in 3 places, and he's also a recovering addict, so that's the only thing he can take as well. So he's on it as well, and his vitiligo, he has vitiligo, and he only had one little tiny patch of it, and then in the years that he's been taking it, which is like 3 or 4 years, it has progressed so much. I don't know if there's any connection there, but it's just awfully funny, and like, he is just irritated all the time. He gets hot flashes really bad. Never got them before. What other things? I've heard this a bunch of places too. A bunch of people gaining weight like crazy when they got on it. And I never knew that before until I started researching it this time and actually reading articles and stuff. And going on forums. There are actually a lot of forums, support groups for people that are getting off of gabapentin. That's how many people have been prescribed it and how many people have had trouble with it. That there are support groups and pages for support for people that are getting off of gabapentin. Like, that's crazy to me. There are support groups for people that are getting off heroin, but this is a medication that they're selling as safe and selling as non-addictive. Then why does there need to be a support group if it's so safe and not addictive and there is no signs of anything being wrong with this drug? And the FDA has issued a warning about this drug. But doctors are still saying it's safe. And I've asked multiple doctors, and multiple doctors have lied to me. Only one has told the truth to me, and I'll tell you about that here in a minute. So anyways, people will always find a way to get high. We know this. Anybody that's been an addict or knows an addict, they will find a way to get high off of anything. They'll find it. If there's a way, they'll find it. And gabapentin is no different. Since gabapentin is so loosely prescribed and very accessible, that's why it's been bumped up to a narcotic, because of people abusing it. They're called Johnnies or Gabbies on the street, so if you ever hear your kids or anybody talking about Johnnies or Gabbies, that's what they're talking about. And the DA started noticing gabapentin abuse 3 years ago. 3 years ago. And they're just now worried about it because they wanted to continue that narrative that it was safe and non-addictive. They didn't want to do anything because then that would shatter the facade that this was a miracle drug. And they're still not really doing anything about it. They just bumped it up to a narcotic. That's it. Made it a little bit... It doesn't even make it harder to get at all. It literally does not do anything. All it does is say that, hey, this can be addictive. But they're still not telling people that when they're prescribing it to them. So, it doesn't really help if you don't tell people what can happen. So, nearly 12% of people who have died from overdoses since 2013 had gabapentin or Neurontin in their system. What is that? Oh, okay. Hold on, baby. Be good. In Kentucky, that's where it was. So, in Kentucky, they detected gabapentin in a little over 1/3 of overdose victims. Whenever I'm done, it's a gerbil, but yes, whenever I'm done, okay? Go out there and be good, and whenever I'm done. So yeah, so there's all this bad stuff. And mainly, my main thing is the fact that it causes suicidal thoughts in a lot of people. A lot of people. There's been a lot of suicides. Oh. Where did I write this down? I don't think I wrote it down. But just in West Virginia, in 2017, Neurontin caused over 150 deaths just in West Virginia alone. And the numbers are only growing every single year. This was in 2017. And now, Gabapentin is the number one prescribed drug. So, things are only getting worse with it. They're finding out how bad it is, but they're still just prescribing it at an alarming rate. It's scary how much they are prescribing this drug that they know causes severe depression. I was never like this before. It made me gain a bunch of weight. I'm irritable. I'm not the same person that I used to be before I got on it. And I never put two and two together. I thought it was just becoming a mom, more pressure on me, getting clean, putting more pressure on me having to think about things now instead of being able to just get high to not think about it. Hold on, guys. Had to chase her down. You're not allowed to run off with the toilet paper because I know you'll get it everywhere. So anyways, guys, I know a lot of people, and the reason why I really wanted to make this is because I've met a lot of friends online that have been on this medication and don't even know the dangers of it either. Get out. Stop touching the toilet or get away from the toilet. Get off the toilet paper. Go play until I'm done. I'm almost done. Go play. Okay, go, and I'm coming right behind you. Let me say goodbye, and I'm coming. Go play. I have been talking for like 25 minutes, so, I literally just wanted to warn my friends on here because I know there's a lot of people on here that are on Gabapentin or Neurontin, and I know that a lot of people's family members are on Gabapentin or Neurontin. And this isn't even half the stuff that I've found out, but I can't remember exactly the statistics and that kind of stuff that I found before because they're gone now. Like I said, I don't know why all those videos are gone. I don't know why the rest of the videos that I looked up won't load. But if you look around, you guys can find what I'm talking about. You can type in dangers of Gabapentin or something similar to that, and you'll find it. You'll find some sort of video that will tell you just how scary this medication is, and they don't tell you. Oh, and the last thing I wanted to say, whenever I said there was only one doctor that told the truth about it, I had that doctor since I had the baby, and he always kept the narrative that there's nothing wrong with this medication, I need to stay on it, because there's no way that that's what was causing my depression. And every time I have had a problem, I told him that I thought that I had, oh my god, what is that called now? Hypothyroidism. Oh, it's just your depression. It's just everything I've ever complained about to him, he has blamed on my depression. So I just find it, like, mind blown that he's just so... Oh, it drives me nuts. But anyways, so I don't know if he got fired or what, but he's gone now. And, they acted like he was just going on vacation. And then after that, he just never came back. So I have a feeling that he got fired. Or he got put on, like a suspension. And then they didn't let him come back. Or something like that. So I got a new doctor. And I'm out of my prescription, so I call and I ask them if they can fill my prescriptions until I can get in to actually see them. And she's like, yeah, whatever. So they call me back the next day. And she doesn't sound frantic, but she sounds, like, worried. she's like, well, Dr. So-and-so wants to know if you're on birth control. I was like, yeah, why? And she was like, okay, because he was worried that if you weren't on birth control, he cannot prescribe you gabapentin because it causes all these birth defects. Like, just started listing all this shit to me that it can cause in pregnancy and regular. And I told her about the depression thing, and she's like, yeah. She was like, that's probably not good. You need to talk to him about that whenever you come in. I'm like, oh my God, I've been lied to for all these years about it. And then I get a new doctor. Finally, somebody tells me the fucking truth about the shit. Finally, somebody knows the dangers. My old doctor knew too, but I think they make money every time they sell a prescription, you know? Something, because he pushed that drug on me hard, and he pushed the narrative that there was nothing wrong with it hard. So just be careful, guys, please. If you are going to be prescribed something, okay, if you're going to be prescribed something, please look it up. Please know the side effects. Please. Anything. I don't care what they're prescribing. I don't care if they're prescribing you Tums. Please look it up. Alright, guys, my child wants to play, so I have got to get off of here and go play. What are we playing? Coloring! Okay, we're coloring. Okay, guys, I love you so much. I hope you're having a wonderful day and that you're spending it with somebody that you love. Please just be careful, guys. I would hate to hear of anything happening to anybody that I love out there, or anybody, even if I don't like you. I would hate to hear of something happening. Alright, love y'all. See you later.